everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We're going to give you the best of both worlds. You know I'm the Southern Belle.
Yo, I'm the Brooklyn boy. You already know what time it is. But listen up. Last week, the episode was crazy. We talked about who cheated more. Southern Belle actually came and said that women cheated more. I already knew that women cheated more. But today's topic is going to be
Stick
crazy.
to today's topic.
Today's topic is this. How do you feel about the woman being the breadwinner?
Oh,
I'm all for it, but you know, we're going to get to that discussion in a minute, though. But that's today's topic. We thank y'all for tuning in. We thank y'all for every week coming back.
Absolutely.
We appreciate our fans. We appreciate our followers. Yo, we got a lot of things coming up in store. Like she said, the best of both worlds. I'm the Brooklyn boy, the Southern Belle. But we're going to jump right into it. Southern Belle.
Yeah.
That is the topic. How do you feel about the breadwinner, the woman being the breadwinner in the relationship? I got some things I want to say, but I'm going to let you, because you know why? I'm a gentleman.
I love the fact that you're a gentleman, but we're going to flip this time, and I'll tell you why we're going to flip this time, so you can lead outright, because you're always a gentleman. I get to speak first, but I think it's only fair to speak from the male perspective first. As a woman being the breadwinner, because I feel that men typically are intimidated by that or may feel inferior, so your ball.
And you know why I don't like leading off? Because she is going to talk and she's going to make me feel some type of way. But I'm going to lead though. So how do I feel about the woman being a breadwinner? And here's my perspective on this. Before this man met this woman, he might have been married before, right? So let's just say that he was making $80,000, his wife was making $70,000, whatever, they make $150,000 coming to the house.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, even if he was single, he was able to provide for himself and provide for his kids, provide for whatever he needed to do.
Okay.
He meets a woman that is making $100,000 or $110,000, right? Now, it's not his fault that he has a degree in business or economics or whatever the case, and she has a degree in doctrine, whatever the case may be. Now, here's my perspective on the thing. If there's $100,000 from the woman and $80,000 from the man, that's $180,000 coming in the house. Now, one thing that people have to understand is that some people do not know how to financially take care of their money. So you can make $80,000 in a year as a man and still live $1 million lifestyle if you know how to budget your money and take care of your money, because there are a lot of men out here who are doing that. A lot of men may feel inferior to a woman making more money. But I'm here to tell you this. If you do make more money than me, I don't care. I don't care if you make more money than me. I do not really care, because at the end of the day, that's your money. Because if we break up, if we split up, that's still your money. It's not my money. At the end of the day, I know what I can provide. I know what I can do. I would hope that if we both put our money together, we have this one income coming into the house, and now we can do what we want to do with the money that's coming to the house. And some people always say, well, you know, lifestyle. Well, if I was doing this, could you afford my lifestyle? Well, I think I could afford your lifestyle, because at the end of the day, just because I'm making $80,000 a year does not mean I can't still do the things that you want to do. I can still take you to Dubai. I can still take you on trips. I can still do all of these things. Just because you make more money than me does not make me feel inferior. At the end of the day, maybe my degrees or whatever the case may be, I topped out. And we can still live a great lifestyle. We can still have a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house. It just depends on how we budget our money and how we spend our money. So that is my perspective on a woman being the breadwinner in this situation, Southern Belle. Now, I'm going to be the gentleman and I'm going to lead it to you. What do you have to say? Because I already know your thoughts. I know you about to go in on me. You about to tear my,
I'm definitely about to go in on you. I love that I gave you the fact to speak to perspective, because you tried to pull a whammy on me and use some of the things you thought that I was going to say against me, because we talk about these things on the backside before we have these conversations. But first I want to dial this back a moment, and I think we need to give the viewers an understanding of what a breadwinner is, and I will say that I politely disagree with your perspective that you laid out, because a breadwinner is the person that has an income that is of a substantial it's a substantial difference between the partner's income. Okay, so this would not mean you make $80,000 and I make $100,000, because we're aligned in our earnings, and that does not make me a breadwinner. It just means that I make 20,000 more than you do. Here's a better example of a breadwinner. You make 50,000 and I make 100,000. That would be, or I make 120,000 and you make 50,000. That would probably be more likely the example of placing me in a position to be a breadwinner. And when I get finished talking, I'm giving you the opportunity to come back and re-speak to your perspective.
Because I got some things I want to say. I see where you're going with it, but I'm going to let you go.
You know what I mean? Because your perspective that you laid out is, I would agree with it, right? If you make 80 and I make 100,000, we're so close in our earnings that there could not, or it could potentially not create some sort of issue or the supposition of an issue in our relationship. But I'm talking about a significance in the difference of income. Breadwinner,
give it to me.
Breadwinner meaning the person that makes the more substantial income, that they're having to put more of a substantial effort toward the household when it comes to in terms of the finances and how we take care of those things. Right? So we're on the same page now, right?
I got you.
Okay, so
I got some things I'm gonna come back with you on that.
So let's say you make 50,000 and your woman makes 100,000, or over six figures.
I love it.
So now this is a different dynamic, right? And I would agree that if we combine those incomes, 50, 100,000, that's 150,000. I got it. But in the position of a woman being the breadwinner, depending on what type of lifestyle and how your life, however you're leading that is going to create a substantial difference. Let me tell you how. So if we were just going off of your 50,000 income, and let's say that, I didn't make that much. I made on the lower end of the spectrum, right? There's a certain lifestyle that we would be living because we would have to live within our means. Let's say that's the difference in us having a $200,000 home versus a $400,000 home or $500,000 home. That's the difference. That's the difference in us potentially driving a Honda versus us driving a Mercedes Benz. And I'm not saying that those things have to happen. I'm just telling you what people do when they make a higher income. Now they live a lifestyle, which is what this is conducive to. That's the difference in us maybe being able to take more of a luxury type trip than just going on vacation back home, right? To go and visit, someone back home in Mississippi. So it's a lot of different things that we are able to do or could be able to do that we could potentially not be able to do if the earnings were substantially less. I want to give some statistics also that I know about earnings. So we're going to be realistic here. We're talking about
here she goes.
Most often. So if we're thinking about percentage, the reality is, I want to say maybe less than about 7 or 5% of the population are even existing in the six-figure income, if we want to just be totally honest here. So most people are what we would consider middle class, right? So if you are, now we're going back to you making 50,000 and me making over, the woman making over six figures, you're telling me that you would not have any issue with that, because now you're in a position that although you combine these incomes, my question to you is, who's pulling the substantial weight of paying for those things within the household? The financial burden of the household. Who's pulling the significant weight? Are you still paying the mortgage? Are you covering the mortgage and also the household bills within that with your 50,000? Because remember, breadwinner, we got to be able to differentiate, and there's a huge wage gap in between that, right?
I agree.
It's not 20,000. That doesn't make a woman
a
breadwinner.
I agree.
So this is where I feel like the conflict comes into play. So I would like for you to answer that question. If you made 50 grand and your woman made 100,000, even though all the money goes in the pot, right? Who is pulling the major burden of the financial responsibility? Are you still doing that as a man, or are you all splitting those bills down the middle 50%?
So here's what I was saying, that to answer your question, the man is supposed to, by nature, he's supposed to take care of his family. What
does that mean, though? What does that constitute? Because if you look at all the topics and things that I post, even on my personal page on social media, that constitutes something different for different men.
Now, here's another thing.
So what does that mean to you?
So what it means to me is this: as a man by nature, we're supposed to take care of our families. We're supposed to be by law, not by law, but we're supposed to be the breadwinner. We're supposed to make more money than the women, right? But you made a good point.
I don't agree.
Well,
no, I'm listening.
No, society, because we always talk about society, right? So if I make 50,000, you make 100,000, right? When we first meet, it is up to the woman to decide if she wants to still date this man based upon his finances.
Well, that means you got to have that conversation out the gate. But when you get finished, you are still not responding to my question.
So
in the situation
I
where
wouldn't
you
mind.
are making 50,000 and she's making 100,000 plus, right, 6 figures,
right.
What is
I'm taking all the household bills.
What is your responsibility
to
when
take care
you say the dynamic of taking care of the family? What does that mean to you?
That means paying the mortgage.
Paying the mortgage, okay.
Paying the bills.
Okay, the household bills.
The household bills.
Okay.
So if I'm taking care of the mortgage and the household bills, that's pretty much I'm taking care of the household needs.
Okay.
So we have a house, we have a roof.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if we have cars or whatever, I mean, most women, if they in relationships at this point, if you're married, they take care of their car payment.
You know that because most women told you that.
No, but
I think it differentiates. It differs by the situation.
So the man's supposed to take care of the car payment?
I'm just telling you, don't say most women because you're not a woman and you don't know that.
Okay, well, you're right. I don't know this, but I would expect that a man will take care of the household needs.
Okay.
So the mortgage, the lights, the household. So I would expect that a man would take care of those needs.
Got it. At 50,000, let me ask you a question. So if you make 50,000, and let's say that you and your woman live in a home where your mortgage is $2,400, you're going to pay $2,400 more for the mortgage.
Right. And
chances are, if you're living in that size home, you're going to have at least over $1,000. It could be anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500 a month in household bills to just ensure that the household is running. So you're saying that as a man, you're okay with taking care of that because now where you at? Probably about what? Almost $4,000 a month that you're contributing to the household.
I'm going with you. I'm listening.
You're going with that? All right. And
you're
saying that at 50,000, you're still going to feel comfortable taking care of the household bills, paying your car payment, being able to do the things that you need and want to do for yourself, taking care of maintenance, putting fuel in your vehicle, being able to buy your own clothes, and also having some money for your pocket for yourself. You're going to be able to be okay with that and feel good about that because you've taken care of the majority of the responsibility.
Well, you asked me a question. Well, here's what I'll say.
I'm making it make sense because you make 50,000.
No, right. No man should feel comfortable with that. He should want to do more because if he's making 50,000 and he sees that his bills are starting to add up every month, he at this point should want to do more because not because his woman is making more. He should want to do more because he understands that. At this point, I have to take care of my woman. I have to take care of if we have kids. I have to take care of my household needs. So if I'm making 50,000 and she's making 100, if she decides that she wants to be with me for strength and love and all of these reasons, now I need to do what I need to do to make sure that she doesn't go nowhere and she sees that I want to improve my lifestyle. I want to improve my situation.
Good.
So
is that your truth though?
But I'm speaking because at the end of the day, but I feel like this. I feel like the biggest thing that you said that I'm taking from this is that when a man meets a woman, these are the conversations that they need to have before they get to that point.
They do need to have, but these are the conversations are not had. But I want to take it back to the 50 grand before we move on to that, right? Because we need to understand what 50K a year looks like. How much do you think 50K is a month?
A month?
I'm saying when you average that out in your take home. What do you feel like that is a month when you average that out in your take home?
So you got 1,000 a month, 12,000.
About 4,200 a month, 4,400 a month, maybe.
Something like that.
Tell me again, how are you going to pay the mortgage if you lived in a home where the mortgage was $2,400 a month?
Now that you break it down numbers.
Absolutely, because I'm a realist here, right? Everything you said sounded good. But if you didn't have a second job and you only make 50K, I'm trying to understand how, as a man,
I understand where you're going with this.
You can support your thought process on what you're saying.
So now this is where I see where you was going with this. This is where the woman now has to step in because she is the breadwinner.
Because now she's the breadwinner.
Right.
I
got you. So in this aspect, we understand that the difference in aspects of a woman being a $50,000 more dollar between her and a man and what I was talking about. But I feel like the biggest point goes back to a man and a woman must communicate these things up front. And it gives the woman the opportunity to say, if I can date you or if not. And if he is a strong man and he's willing to do more and he's willing to go out there, then it leaves the woman to say, I want to be with you because I see where you're going, or I don't want to be with you because you don't have these and you can't provide what I need you to provide.
That's a fair conversation.
So it needs to be made up front. And don't leave the woman in the blind to say, well, I'm gonna lead her along as well and keep going. And then she's like, well, we can't go nowhere because you broke. Your check isn't, you know what I'm saying? So I get where you're going with this and I understand. So in that aspect, Some men will be happy with the woman being a breadwinner, but at the end of the day, I feel like as a man, you should want to do more. And even if you don't make as much as your woman, you should want to do more to exceed, to help the situation.
What is doing more? Is that an extra job? I mean, what does more mean?
I don't think.
What is that?
Well, here's the thing. Some people have extra businesses. Some people have their own business. Some people do. But I would say this.
So more to earn more income is what more is.
Yeah, but
okay.
Or if you can find another job making more money, you don't have to go get another job. Let's say you can build your resume, put yourself out there, go from 50 to making 50 to 70, 70 to 80, whatever you can do to help the situation.
To close the income gap.
Close the income. Don't have your woman being the breadwinner the whole time.
So your takeaway from this, your final statement is that a man should realistically be the one that is the breadwinner. That's what you're saying. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I want me a sugar mama anyway. You know what I mean?
You be all over the place.
They know me on this show. I'm gonna say one thing, but I'm gonna go back. They already know me.
We know.
So, but I feel like this. I feel like a woman can be the breadwinner if she wants to, right? But a man, where do you have that pride and say, I don't want my woman to be the breadwinner? Where do you in the house? Because now it comes.
I love it.
Different situations. Arguments start. I make more money. Yeah, you know how women, when y'all get pissed off, I pay all this and that. Nobody. But you know those
I
are
get
things.
It though. That's sometimes what women do. I get it.
So I feel like a man, you should not want your woman to be the breadwinner. You should want to be the breadwinner in your home, so that way those things can happen where you don't have to worry about her nicking and knacking and telling her, nah, listen, don't settle. And that's my thing as a man. Don't settle for your woman being a breadwinner.
Okay.
That's the first time. That's the first time I ever caught the pit bull in the skirt, just like speechless. I caught her out. I feel good. I didn't make, but I agree with a lot of things.
You have me speechless because your conversation is all over the place and it's just too much to unpack. That's my truth about why I'm speechless to it, right? I like some of what you say. Most of it is confusing in my opinion. I'm trying to figure out what I'm taking away from it. I will tell you what I do love about it is the fact that a man should have, there's a sense of pride, I would say, that goes along with that. From the traditional sense of the family dynamic of what we have known and learned for it to be. But the reality is we live in an age where women are top earners, right? Women are more educated and have a higher level of degree. And this is statistical things that we can figure out. This is not saying that men don't do the same. It's just saying that women have a higher percentage of it. But when it all boils down to it, it should be addressed on the front side of this. And I also would say, because people would go as far as to say that love should be enough, but I'm a woman that knows that love is not enough because it creates relationship hardship later on if these things are not discussed on the front side. I think if they were discussed on the front side, what we would see is that less people would enter into situations potentially like this, because now you're giving everybody the opportunity to make the best decision for them. And then here's my question: if you are a man that makes $50,000 and you know that a woman is a high earner and you feel like you should be the breadwinner, why are you not dating a woman that makes less than you if you feel like you should be the breadwinner? Well, why even go for a woman that you know makes more money than you?
That life, let's see how that lifestyle works out, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's all about how you budget your money, how you do things.
This is true.
But at the end of the day, a man should want to be the breadwinner. And here's another thing nowadays in society, though. You're finding more women that are bosses. Right?
Absolutely. I just said it.
They have their own businesses and have these things. And they're going out there doing their own things. Because back when we were younger, there wasn't too many women entrepreneurs.
I agree.
It was mostly men. So nowadays, as a man, you should want to step your game up. You should want to do more. If you meet a woman that is making more money, and you should not feel like, oh man, she's making more money. Nah, if she makes more money, then, hey, it is what it is at this time of the day. But at the end of the day, man, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Southern Belle, what you gonna do? That man got 25. What you gonna do?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and IG.
This was a great episode. Southern Belle, you really, sometimes I get scared just sitting next to you. I don't know what's gonna come out.
I'll let you have it this week. I didn't have much to say.
Yeah, you know how to go in. But listen up. Make sure next week y'all tune in, because we're talking about who is more toxic, men or women. And after this episode, you might want to tune in next week to that episode. So Southern Belle, it's been another great episode.
It's been good, G.
We thank y'all for tuning in each and every week. Make sure y'all come back next week. And we out.